Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Blind Leading the Blind. It is 6:30 a.m. I am in a hotel lobby in London, England. When I told you guys this series was going to take me all over the world, I wasn't kidding. Let's get to the train station. I don't know how much you guys can see because it is dark. As I said, it's very early in the morning. We have done California, we have done Barcelona, we have done Seattle, and now we are doing a place that I cannot pronounce. I might be in London, but not for long. We're heading to Victoria Station, which is a train station here, and taking an hour-and-a-half long train out to, I'm gonna attempt this here.
Chichester?
Don't make fun of me, everyone. Chichester?
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. Oh, hello. Made it to the train station with enough time to grab a coffee, which is very important. Early morning, jet lag, it's a lot, but I am very excited. And you're probably like, Molly, why are you going to this place you can't pronounce an hour and a half outside of London? And the answer is because I'm gonna go see this guy right here. His name is Toby. I've been following him for a couple years now, and we've been texting back and forth for like 6 or 8 months. The moment his videos popped up on my TikTok feed, I was like, I love this guy. He is the vibe, like just totally my type of people. And he is a blind football player, or for us North Americans, soccer player. And growing up, I was a soccer player when I could see, and it was like the first thing I had to give up and let go of when I was young and losing my vision. And so I feel like this is going to be a full circle moment for me, getting to come back and play soccer again. All right, you guys, we asked for accessibility assistance at the Victoria Station, and this is what they provided. As a blind person trying to get to my train, they stuck me in this adorable little car. I feel like I'm on like a Disneyland ride or something. It's very fun. All right, we made it to the train and we're pretty sure it's the right one. we'll find out if...
about Chichester.
Yeah, if not, it's gonna be an adventure on the right train. Good news. So they were super helpful. Khalid, who was driving the little buggy, offered me his elbow for sighted guide. All the staff have been very well trained. He made sure to find me like the perfect seat, went out of his way to find me one with a table, and then they're calling ahead to make sure somebody comes to collect us when we get to Chichester. And then somebody else on the train just came in to check on me to make sure I don't need any assistance or anything. Like, they're really on top of it, which we love that. Yeah, so let's go meet blind football player Toby.
Hello, I'm coming from home. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Where's your mum? Hi,
Nice to
you okay?
meet you.
How are we?
We made it.
I know, you were on the wrong side.
Yes.
That's all good. Thank you very much.
Alright then, have a nice day, yeah?
Cheers.
Ciao.
After a short drive from the train station to a big empty field in the middle of nowhere, Toby handed me a soccer ball that felt on the outside like a totally normal soccer ball, except one small difference. It had some holes on either side of it, and inside those holes were little metal balls that made it sound almost like a rattle.
Having fun with that.
It's literally like a giant baby rattle.
It's quite heavy, isn't it? Compared to a
It
regular
is actually,
football.
yeah.
So if you feel there's harder parts to it, where you can feel some holes.
I can feel the
maybe.
holes, yeah.
So that's where the metal casing's inside.
Oh,
That's
there's
what
metal.
That's what the ball bearings inside are bouncing off of to make the noise.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So if you kick that metal part, ouch.
That's what you're supposed to kick?
No, it's like you're unlucky if you kick that bit.
Oh, right, because it would hurt your
Oh,
foot.
yeah.
There's like one rod that goes at the back here.
That's what the nets get tied
Yeah, what
to.
that would go to.
If I jump, you might be able to hear how long it takes me to hit the bar.
Ooh, I could do pull-ups.
So I had to jump quite a long way up to hit the bar, but it's massive. So here, I've got a blind football. It's very loud. I'm going to pass it to you if you hold your hands out.
Oh, I was alright. I was
Did
ready.
you have
I was
it
like reaching for it like a little baby hearing a rattle. I was like, give me the toy. Give me the toy. Okay.
It's quite heavy compared to a normal football.
You know, but it's actually lighter than I would have expected.
Mm.
Like, it is heavier, yes, but still, like, I'm thinking like a goal ball, right? Like, that's like so heavy.
I think that'd be a little bit impractical.
I don't think you'd get much distance with a goal ball at all.
No, I don't fancy it. But yeah, if you feel around, there's like metal panelling on there.
Yeah, and there's like holes.
Holes. I'm not sure. That's just part of that design of the ball. You get loads of different balls.
Like, are the little balls like in pockets of the ball?
I think they're just free inside that metal case in blind football. A lot of the times we will just put our toe through it, like a big toe, rather than kicking with your laces or your instep.
Right.
We can just toe it because it catches the keepers by surprise.
So you do it like with the front of your foot instead of the inner?
Yeah, we call it a toe poke. Because you're poking.
Toe poke.
Little toe
Little
poke.
toe poke.
Yeah, there's lots of little trees.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. There's lots of little trees, so you have to
Don't kill
follow.
the trees.
Then we ventured into a big open field and managed to get there without bumping into any trees, which is amazing if you ask me. Like, wow, this is so weird. It's so open.
I know,
the
it
air is
really-
so fresh.
It weirded me out the first time I come down here because obviously I'm used to quite industrial, big buildings and stuff, and this you can't barely hear anything, barely hear the road.
There's literally so much space. Like, it just
Yeah.
feels open around me.
It is. You could go on a mad run if you wanted to, not run into anything.
Well, I'm going to. I'm going to be running after this
You are.
soccer ball.
You are indeed. Football.
Football. I'm in England. Okay, so
I think it'll be funny if you try and find the bridge before me because I know where
Oh,
it is.
jeez. Okay.
So I'm going to step out your way.
All right. So
So what's happening
Toby
here?
took us to this like field with lots of obstacles, aka trees.
I'd
Which
say
my-
go left slightly.
My city self isn't used to.
Molly, stick to the right.
Okay. Oh my God! Wait, he said left. You say right.
Yes.
No, left, Molly. Left.
I'm not gonna listen to you. Oh goodness.
Step.
Oh shut
Okay.
up.
Veer left a bit. And now straight ahead. And you're going over this.
I'm not used to a cane either. which
You're going
is-
over a little wee bridge.
Okay. It's very narrow.
It is very narrow.
And then now you're
Was it
into a
over,
soccer
like, water?
field.
What was it over?
A little
Yeah.
stream.
A little stream that probably goes by when it rains a lot.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. So the backs of the houses is gorgeous.
Yeah,
They
so
look
that's
out to the
far,
field.
not this-
Question for you as a blind football player.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to wear horrible jerseys that say blind football player?
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay, should we keep going this way then?
Yeah, I'd say walk down a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm just putting my boots on at the minute. I was going to offer you a pair, but I don't think they'd fit you.
No, my
very
feet are
well.
probably significantly smaller than yours.
So I have downsized these though. I am a 10 in UK, but these are an 8.5. Because if you think about it, the game's really tactile, and you want to feel the ball as much as possible. So if you downsize, it gets tighter to your foot.
Right,
you
and
can
then
feel
like your
the ball
toe
weight.
is right at the end
Exactly,
of the shoe.
exactly.
So what are the uniforms?
So
Cleats are normal but small.
yeah, so we play on AstroTurf, so artificial grass.
Okay.
They're not like studded.
Yeah, they didn't have like the big studs at the
No,
underneath.
no, but they're. Well, I'll let you feel it in a minute. To be fair, they're kind of moulded, so they're grippy.
That way you don't slip on the turf, is it?
Yeah, but somehow I still find a way to slip when it's wet, like it is today. But yeah, so it's normal football kit. We have like club teams that we play for. So last season I played for Brighton, who play in the Premier League for like regular football.
Okay.
So I wore their kit, and then next season I'm playing for West Brom, and they're a league below Brighton, but in the blind league, still in the same league. And yes, I'll be wearing their kit. So there's no modification to the kit in that sense. The only thing that's different is we might pad up a little bit more, so we might throw on some knee pads. We've obviously got the blindfold, which is a bit padded. And yeah, sometimes wear socks as well, which are a little bit padded, because as you felt, the ball is very hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you like wear shin guards?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
shin
because
pads,
I mean, growing up, I played soccer and I played with.
yeah, so
shin
everything
guards
you
and-
wear in regular
Yeah,
soccer, we
okay.
wear. Actually, I just said soccer.
Converting.
Absolutely not.
Okay, what position do you play?
So there's 4 outfield players, and you can kind of rotate slightly, but we do have preferred positions, kind of. I'm more of a left back, so if you imagine a square of 4,
So is that like defense then?
defence, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can play anywhere down that left-hand side. I can go up front if I need to. But yeah, you kind of you do rotate a little bit. So sometimes I might be a bit further forward, and our attacker might drop back in defence because I've gone forward and cover the hole. So you kind of have to be versatile and play all over the pitch.
And how many people are on a team?
So 4 outfield, and you've got a sighted goalkeeper. No blind goalkeepers.
Really?
Yeah, no, fully sighted.
That's so interesting.
And they played quite a good standard. So do you know what futsal is?
No.
So futsal is like the sighted equivalent of blind football. So it's 5-a-side on a court, and yeah, obviously everyone's sighted. It's just regular football. So the goalkeepers play to quite a high level in that. We've got a goalkeeper who was at Brighton, who's one of my best mates. He plays at quite a high level for a county team. So they're not bad goalkeepers or volunteers or anything. They are serious like athletes as well.
And are the teams gendered? Like there's female teams and male teams? Or?
In the league, because of numbers, girls can take part with the guys, just to make up numbers and stuff and get experience and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the women's game is still developing a bit slower than the men's. I don't think it was introduced at the same time. But then when it gets to international, it's all separated.
Interesting. So they're like, how does how does it work in terms of like how did you get into playing blind football, and like what's the system to work your way up through?
So starting was weird. I never wanted to play, so I loved sighted football back when I had vision, and was gutted when I couldn't play it anymore.
Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar.
We've had that conversation before, haven't we?
Yeah, that like for me growing up, soccer was like my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Like that, I felt like a part of my identity was like being a good soccer player, and I was a forward position runner. Every single year I was voted most aggressive player on the team. And genuinely I think part of it is just because once I got the ball I wasn't going to give it up, because I knew I might not get it again, right? Because I've always been legally blind, and I was playing with sighted people, right? So it's like I'm competing on literally an uneven playing field. So it's like once I got that ball, that was mine, and I wasn't going to be sharing it. So I was voted most aggressive player on my team every year, and I worked my way up. In Canada, it's basically like there's the white league, the red league, and then the rep league.
Right.
So white is just like your basic sign up for soccer, you're learning how to play, and then red is like, okay, you're good at soccer. You're actually good at it.
Yeah.
And then rep is obviously competitive.
Got you.
And so I worked my way up, and I got to rep.
Wow.
And like again, on sighted team as somebody who was legally blind.
Yeah.
And the only accommodations they would ever make for me was that I was allowed to wear a hat and sunglasses on the field. That was it. Like that was the only accommodation, because you're technically like, at least back then, you weren't allowed to, because if you got hit in
Still
the
not, I don't
face,
think.
you'd be injured, right? So that was the only thing they would make an accommodation for, and other than that, I just played with everyone else. And once I got to rep, you're competitive, you're training all year round. It's no longer just a summer sport, because in Canada it snows, so soccer typically is just a summer sport.
Right.
But when you're competitive, you play all year round. And the problem was that meant in the winter months we had to play indoors, and obviously I've been night blind from birth, and the dome, like our local dome where our competitive teams played, it was just too dim. I just couldn't see, so I started playing and being center forward, like I'm running, like, you know, I'm not just hanging out in defense by the goal. I'm running with the ball, and I started running into girls, and they were like, this isn't safe for her, it's not safe for anyone else. And that's when my parents had to like make the decision with my team to pull me, and that was so devastating for me.
Sad day.
It was for me the first time as a child that my vision loss actually impacted me no longer being able to do something I loved. You know, like it was that first moment where I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna lose things because of my vision. And thankfully my parents were always very passionate. Like whenever I would lose some skill or ability because of my vision loss, they would find something to fill the gap. So because it was winter and it's Canada, they found blind skiing, which I instantly fell in love with because it gave me the adrenaline rush that I love so much. But yeah, it was like really hard for me to give that up. So I love that you also loved soccer.
Yeah, I adored it. It's my whole world. Like growing up as a kid in England, if you like football, like you just wait for the weekend where you can play it, you can watch it on the Premier League and on the TV and stuff. So yeah, to lose it, I fell out of love a little bit with football. Only watched it, didn't play it or anything. And then
What position were you when you could see?
I was like a centre back, to be fair, because I don't really know why. I was also a bit of a winger as well. Like I could play left wing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You were good in defence.
I am good in defence. I'm as solid as a rock, me. But yeah, so I found it, thankfully. One of the England boys lived quite close to where we are now. I went and gave it a go, and I was absolutely rubbish. I was terrible at it. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. But it was good content at the time as well. Can't fault that. And I went back and tried again. I improved and kept going back. And yeah, so similar to the kind of Canadian setup here for the England squad. You've got kind of 3 levels. You've got the emerging talent, which is players who have the potential if they train hard and whatnot to kind of escalate their skills. And then you've got the development league for the squad, which is now where I sit, which is 1 level below the senior squad. And it's just, you know, they put a little bit more of a focus on you. You get things like your physio sorted out, scans if you ever have injuries, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously got the senior squad where a lot of them are on professional contracts at the minute.
Wow.
With England, so yeah, it's a very developed sport in
That's
England.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that there's like actually like contracted players in the blind league.
A lot of funding does go towards it. We just had the World Cup in August. Actually, it was held in England. Unfortunately, the lads didn't do as well as they wanted to, so I think there's potentially being a bit of a rejig or a rethink about how the setup works. But yeah, I'm buzzing to be a part of it. Obviously I'm still quite young, which helps, so hopefully eventually
Do you have a
be in the
goal,
England
like
squad.
3-year goal, 5-year goal? When do you think you want to be trying to get there?
Hopefully within the next few years. Yeah, I think the next tournament that we've got, the next big one, is the Euros in 2026, because we didn't qualify for the Paralympics. So yeah, hopefully by 2026 I'll be knocking on the door, I reckon.
I honestly didn't even know that they had blind soccer in the Paralympics.
It's weird, in the Paralympics they have sports allocated like a certain amount of slots. So football takes up a few slots where you've got cerebral palsy, blind football, and I think they're making cuts to it now. So don't quote me on this, but it's around 30 sports are in the Paralympics, and each one takes up a slot. And blind football's been there since 2004 now, I think. But Brazil have won every time, so.
Shocking, Brazil
Shocking.
being good at football.
Exactly.
I feel like we're both just gonna keep flipping between saying soccer and football this entire video.
I'm sticking to football. I'm sticking
You
to it
slipped
now.
up once already,
Yeah, I've
so
slipped
I
up.
don't trust
I'm
you
on
to
it
not
now
slip up
because I'm
again.
thinking about it now. I'm not going there again. I need to wash my mouth out.
Who makes the balls? Is it like the same company that makes a normal football?
Yeah, so one that you've got with you that I just gave you is by Umbro. Do you have Umbro in the US?
Yep.
Yeah.
You do, okay, cool. Because it's quite a small brand in the UK, but yeah, Umbro make that. There's also a company called Goalfix, who make a lot of equipment for blind sport. So the blindfold, which unfortunately I don't have with me, as I said, the dogs chewed it up. That's made by Goalfix. It's nice and padded. It's specifically made for blind sport. So they make some balls as well. And then yeah, there's lots of different companies that make other types, and it's actually the type of ball you use makes a really big difference to how you play. So that one that you've got that I gave you is quite slippery. It moves quite slickly on the pitch, whereas other ones are a bit more grippy, and you can get it on your foot a bit easier, have a smoother dribble with it, whereas that one gets pushed away. So yeah, the ball's actually really, really important into how you play.
One thing I think that's interesting about blind sports as compared to like a lot of other sports in the Paralympics is that there is actually a way to level the playing field for blind players, which is they all have to wear a blackout blindfold.
I get a lot of comments on videos about blind football saying, why are you wearing blindfolds? That doesn't make any sense. But actually when you think about it, it makes a hell of a lot of sense, because even me and you, we have the same condition by nature. What we see is going to be wildly different, I imagine.
Exactly.
So we're both considered as blind, and we both be ranked as B1, which is the rank, the classification for completely blind. But I might have a slightly more light perception, or you might have a bit more depth perception. Do you know what I mean? So the blindfold comes in instantly. We're plunged into darkness. Everyone's
Well, I
on
think
the
it
same
just goes
playing
back to like that misconception that blindness is blackness. But really, realistically, you and I are much more rare than the majority of people in the community.
Yes.
I'm curious about your vision loss journey because, like you said, we both have RP, but we're not good examples for other people with RP because we're the scary examples. We're the ones who went really blind, really young.
I terrify people when I say it.
Yeah, because people RP is, such a broad spectrum. I know people with RP who their central vision, they can read size 12.
Wow.
Standard print. Even at my best, I was reading 24.
Yeah.
Bold.
I don't think I've ever touched 12 in my life.
Yeah, never, ever, ever. So it's just such a wide spectrum, but most people with RP lose their vision slowly and later in life, and many actually retain vision.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas you and I, over here, in our 20s, basically totally blind, young and fast. So what was when were you diagnosed? How much sight did you have? When did you lose your sight? How quick? I want to know all the blind questions.
All the details. So I was diagnosed at the age of 2, which obviously really early for RP, especially from what we were just talking about. Little signs that my parents picked up on, I wouldn't look at people and recognise them. Or the funny one that I go to is I kept bumping into a Christmas tree ball and just kept smashing my head off of that. Born to play football, just trying to head of a ball all the time. Yeah, so they took me to the GP and they were like, there's probably something wrong with his eyes. So then obviously escalated that to an eye hospital. And I was told I had RP and would probably lose the majority of my vision by the time I was in my 20s, and unfortunately it went even quicker than that. I had okay vision, like you, I was able to play football and I could read even if it was big print, and maybe watch TV and understand what's going on a little bit. When I got into secondary school over here, which is about 11 years old, it started to go very, very quickly, and then by the time I was 16, that's when I kind of draw the line and say I didn't really have any functional vision left. And yeah, I've stopped counting now, to be fair, but if there's an estimation, it's around 97% of my vision's gone.
You should just let that one go.
I don't count anymore.
Yeah, people ask me, they're like, what percentage? And I'm like, they don't do that anymore.
No.
Like,
It's just a really like vague, approximate way to try and help people who aren't blind understand. Do you know what I mean? RP, as you said, typically you might not even know you've got the condition until you're in your 30s, 40s. But I think I had an additional gene that was interacting with the RP one, and went quickly. But is what it is. We're making do, kicking blind footballs around.
lucky us, lucky us. Okay, I want to get playing because I'm really excited, but I don't know where I put the ball now. Blind girl problems.
I thought you were holding it.
No, I wasn't. Otherwise, I would have been shaking it this entire time. So I had to put it down because it's like a fidget toy for me.
100%.
Like I said, it's like a giant like rattle for a baby, and I'm a giant baby. So I would have just kept like being like. So I had to put it down, but now I don't know where it is because blind.
I reckon you should just try and find it. What we do when the ball goes silent and we can't locate it is we kind of sweep our feet around. So drag your foot around. I reckon it's got to be near you.
Yeah, I can't have gone too far. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, like you'd have to figure out all these little tricks.
Rule number 1 of blind football: don't let the ball go dead. I heard it. Oh, well now you got to go get it again.
I don't know why I did that. It was an instinct. It was a natural instinct.
Now you're in the worst position.
Oh no.
And rule number 1: your mum behind the camera is not allowed to help us today.
What? I was just gonna say, Neve, trot along. Trot along.
Nope.
Now you've got to go and find the ball.
I
Kicked it away. Look, I'll come with you.
Yeah, I really screwed myself over because now I'm disoriented because I started moving around.
I've stayed in the same direction. It's over here.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where.
I don't think I kicked it too far.
No, it'll be around here-ish.
Here-ish, okay.
You've got like crab. We will rely on your mum eventually.
I'm doing the sweeping feet.
It was literally here, I swear.
I hope I don't. I was gonna say I hope I don't look silly, but I absolutely look silly.
Do. Neve, can you give us a hot or cold?
Oh, there you go. You kicked it again. Okay, I'm gonna kick it back.
It's a vicious cycle.
How's it touch?
Boom! I got it.
There you go. All right. Should we do some basics?
Yeah.
Okay. If you pass me the ball. Oh my.
Rolled right past.
All right. If we start off with a little bit of dribbling. So what I want you to do is listen to the way the ball bounces off my feet. Obviously in traditional football, I'm sure when you played you'd kind of kick the ball in front of you and run onto it.
Yeah.
So in blind football you keep it between your feet.
That makes sense.
Almost running like a bit of a penguin. So I'm going to run to your right.
Okay.
So you don't have to move out of the way, don't worry.
Don't run into me.
But this is a very unstable ground, not very flat at all, so I'm going to go a lot slower than I normally would.
Right, I'm sure that's like very important.
Oh,
with
incredibly,
football, is
yeah,
like that
yeah.
you're playing on an even field.
Yeah, for sure. And you've got a slippy ball here as well, like we said, on a wet grass, so it's going to go flying. It's going to be difficult, but we like difficult.
You're just trying to set yourself up, so if you're not good,
listen.
you're like, I gave all the caveats as to why I'm not good.
I haven't played in months, all right, properly, so I'm going to be terrible regardless. All right, so if you listen to the way my feet move, yeah.
Oh. It does sound like you're a penguin. I'm picturing the waddle.
Have you ever seen Pingu?
No.
Have you not?
No.
Edit a picture of Pingu on screen right now.
I'm fully picturing a penguin waddle though. Like I could literally hear the penguin waddle.
Yeah, 100%. So you can go a little bit slower. So you don't have, I've got quite long legs, so I'm taking quite big strides. Yours aren't going to be as big, obviously. So you're kind of going to hop more side to side.
Okay.
So if you can hear, I'm not moving anywhere near as quickly. But try and keep it. If you come to me, you come and meet me where the ball is.
Okay.
I'm going to put the ball between your feet.
Got it.
Right, I'm just going to touch your shoe quickly. You're kind of going to bounce the ball off of this part of your foot.
Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what I was picturing. Okay.
Do you want to give it a go?
I'm going to try.
All right.
This seems like actually like it would take skill. Like I feel like the first time you do this, it's not going to work out well.
Oh, it's a huge skill curve.
Because this is just not how you do it. Like.
No.
Oh. Oh my god.
That's good. Slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
Relax.
This is not easy.
That's good. There you go.
Oh no, I let it go.
Get on it. There you go. Well done.
Okay, near the end there, I feel like I was really getting it.
Yeah, I think so. So you might be bouncing boom, 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 making it very hard.
Right.
Maybe now try and open your feet up a little bit. So if you point, there you go.
So almost like point them outwards?
Yeah, so the ball's now going to be pushing slightly further in front of you rather than tap, 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 tap. You might want it to go boom. So I'll make the noise with the ball.
Yeah.
So here.
Kind of like a zigzag almost.
Yeah. Rather than like completely flat almost between your feet, zigzag it. So it's got a bit of an angle to it. There you go.
Oh yeah, that does help. I look me. Not as smooth as
Looks like
Tobs.
you're dancing. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, brilliant. Oh my god.
What can I say? I'm a natural.
That's unbelievable. Okay, so
I'm telling, like, here's the thing. I'm not very good at most things except sports. Like,
that was decent to be fair.
sports is what I'm good at. I know that's the only thing I've got. Is I can pick up sports rather quickly.
You've got very quick feet. Your feet are going at 100 miles an hour. One thing I want you to do now, and see if you can do, so I'm going to take the ball again. You just put it in front of you, didn't you? Yeah. So instead of very quick, yeah, like you were doing, even there,
Yeah.
it's gone behind me, that makes it quite hard. Push it out a little bit further now. So
Okay.
not so that you're running onto it, but really extend those legs out. And maybe try and get the ball up to more on your big toe area now.
Okay.
And see if you can push it out a little bit further. So it's going to sound a bit more. So it takes a lot longer of a time
Right.
for the ball to hit each foot and a pass ball into you. Oh, well
Boom.
played.
I have a question. Like, when you're playing with a team,
Yeah.
do you guys like pass back and forth?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you do that?
All about communication. So if I'm standing with you now, if I were to move back and I was like, I wanted you to pass, we've got special words. So I'd say flat, and that just means I'm level with you. Whereas if I move over here, and I'm a good sort of 20 yards away, I'd say diagonal, and we pick up on each other's voices. So you'd be able to recognise my voice, know who's on the ball, know what position they're in, and try and make a really good pass to me so that I can get on it and try and score.
How does stealing the ball work? Because obviously in mainstream soccer, that's a huge part of the game. Is you're trying to steal the ball from the other team.
Yeah, we'll get onto this definitely later.
Okay, I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited.
I know.
I'm like, okay, I want to know the competitive side of me.
You got to walk first, buddy.
I've got a waddle,
You've
actually,
got a waddle.
Toby.
Well, you've got a bat. It's a hop almost. You're kind
Okay.
of hopping. Right, I'm
Okay.
going to move out your way. Push it out a little bit. Yes. Nearly. Good. That's very good. Can you get a bit of a jog on? Bit of a jog.
I'm gonna get lifted. I guess you can kind of like push it away from yourself enough that you can still hear it and get to it before it stops.
Well, sometimes you don't even need to hear it because you should know, you felt it come off your foot.
Right.
You should know what angle that's left your foot at. So if it goes quiet, because sometimes the ball can roll quietly, you should know roughly where it is still. It's just about repetition and learning how that ball moves and how best to use your feet to get it back in and continue dribbling. Should we try some changes in direction?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to show first, or do you
Yeah.
want?
Let me hear you do it.
Should we- yeah. So what I'd say for changing direction is it's really if you come to me quickly. If you turn around, so you're facing the other way.
Okay.
It's really easy to want to turn your body when you change direction.
Right.
But one thing in blind football is try and keep those shoulders square
Okay.
at all times. So instead of turning the ball like this, you kind of sidestep with the ball and change direction that way.
Okay, and I'm guessing you kind of like keep it in the crook of your foot.
Yeah, so
to
if you
kinda
hear
spin?
now, instead of turning my body a full 90 degrees to change direction, I can just dribble with my body still facing, and I'm almost sidestepping.
Oh,
You
you're,
can
so
go
you're
anywhere.
kind of running almost sideways.
Yeah, and you can go anywhere like that, turn around. And you can be really clever with the way you manipulate the ball.
Cool.
Do you wanna
Is
give it a
this
go?
cool?
It's great. Yeah, I love it. It's a whole art.
Yeah.
It's to be fair, it takes a long time and a lot of frustration to even be able to just change direction consistently. Like even still now, I'll make mistakes, and I've been playing for over a year. You know, but some of the players who play at, they dribble like they can see. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
But should we give it a go?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay. Okay. So I'll start by going forward, obviously.
Start by going forward, and then maybe go left or right, whatever way, and just try and keep that body facing forward. Oh.
How did I do, Neve?
Great. Yeah.
You've done all right, to be fair.
I feel like I was doing it correctly from how you explained.
I think so. I think you have the right idea.
Yeah.
I think it's all about getting that ball to move smoothly
Yeah.
and the ball to bounce consistently off your foot in the same way. Obviously,
Yeah, that's like yours sounds very even.
Yeah, because it's just consistency and like repetition.
Yeah.
The first time I did it, I was all over the place. So the fact that you even did sort of 5 or 6 steps on a lateral kind of movement, quite impressive to be fair. Making a little beat.
Consistency, I can see would be like difficult.
Yeah.
Like that's where that art comes in, the skill of it.
Yes. So shall we try dribbling forward,
Yeah.
dribble a few steps left, and then try and stop and go a few steps to your right.
Ooh, okay.
So like in your head, if you imagine a capital T,
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Right, I'm
Okay.
gonna move out your way again.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh no, I lost that.
That's all right. Okay, and change. Good. And can you go back? Good.
It wasn't exactly a T.
No, it was like a T. I'll draw it on your hand. So we do this a lot actually. If you give me your hand, this is the way we figure out tactics. So yours was you went straight and then you went almost like a Y.
Yeah.
And then back diagonally
Yeah, it was like a
up,
zigzag more.
which is actually quite good if you're attacking because you're making up ground. Whereas obviously if you're going like this, you're not making any ground towards the goal.
Right.
So that's actually more advanced than just dribbling sideways. It's dribbling diagonally.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've skipped a skip.
I was gonna
like-
say, I'm that skilled.
You're just
naturally.
that good. You're skipping. You honestly, if there was a national team set up in Canada or North America, genuinely like you'd be able to train. You've got the foundations to be able to do it from playing sighted football beforehand.
You heard it here. You heard it here. I'll start the league.
I mean, not tomorrow. You're just gonna say tomorrow.
See you at the Paralympics, Toby. Getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is the problem. I think the reason I'm sporty and athletic is not actually necessarily maybe a natural talent, but it's like an intense competitiveness
Yeah.
that I only express in sport.
It's more
Like that is where
competitive.
my competitiveness. I'm not a competitive person outside of sport.
You're also competitive with yourself. As
Yes,
well.
I am. Yeah.
Imagine you getting quite frustrated if something wasn't going right.
Correct.
And that in blind football, that's the worst thing you can do. Like when that ball got away from you a little bit, you're like, oh no! Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Best thing to do while that ball is still moving, get back on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, go again.
When somebody does pass to you, is there like a foot position
There is.
to catch? Because I'm picturing almost doing like a V with your feet,
Yeah,
so it
there
can
you
like
go.
sit in the cradle.
So it gets in, yeah. You've
Yeah.
got a much bigger surface area that the ball can hit.
Yeah.
Rather than just obviously in sighted football, you'd stick a leg out, controlling maybe underneath your foot or with the side of your foot.
Yeah.
Here you want to kind of get your feet together, make a little gap between your feet, really, really stick your feet out on an angle.
It's exactly what I was picturing. I feel like I'm like thinking of goal ball, right? Like how you stop it is with your body,
Yeah, you
the
make
biggest
that boundary.
surface.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, should we give it a go?
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Okay.
gonna let you make the first pass. I'm gonna go about 10 yards away from you. So
I don't know how like exact my pass is gonna be.
No, it's hard, and based on how you do initially, is I'll make some corrections that'll make it easier for you.
Yeah.
So we'll see what you got in your locker first.
I feel like I used to be really good at it, but I've not kicked a ball to somebody in literally probably 2 decades. Like, okay.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say yep, and that means yeah, I'm here. I'm ready for the pass.
Okay.
Okay. So yep. I just about got to that one.
Well done.
Just about. Yeah, you've put a lot. So that was quite a lot of power in that one. Maybe try a little less power because obviously we can't see. So especially at a beginner level for you, I'm just going to roll this into you.
Okay.
So give me a yep.
Yep. It went by me.
Can you find it?
Yes, I think it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, buddy.
Okay.
That's good. That's perfect.
That one I felt like I went much more straight.
Yeah, literally I didn't move.
Yep. I almost got it, I think.
You did.
I'm not picking it up this time.
I don't think the ground helps you there. I think it's veered away from you. There you go. There's a bit of wiggling. Oh my god. Look at her go. Molly, come back.
I was having too much fun.
You're going back up to London. Oh my
So
god.
fun.
There you go. So with
I'm
that
gonna have to
pass,
get one of these just to have fun on my own at home. I'm like the worst. I work out regularly, but I hate cardio, so I do all weights and body.
it's a good form of cardio. This.
Ooh, I'm gonna
So
get winded.
that pass I gave to you,
Yeah.
I think you were doing well with tracking it. I think the ground may have been a bit uneven and moved it away from you. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
but
I
it
think I
sounded
could have
that way.
rolled from the like uneven ground.
Yeah, I think something happened. It didn't sound quite natural.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep. Ooh, I did it!
There you go.
But it bounced off my feet. How do you stop that?
So, what I do, I'm just going to crouch down next to you. is you're really narrow. Show me how you were doing
I
it.
was like this.
Yeah, so this is, obviously you're quite small. My
Yeah.
V is going to be a lot bigger than yours. But I'd stick these out even more if you can. And move
I just don't want it to be able to go through.
there. That's about,
Okay.
a little bit wider. That's about right. And what you do in that position, you can hear the ball coming towards you. So if you hear it there, brilliant,
Yeah.
it's going
and
into
then
the
you
V.
kind of snap your
You
feet
can
shut.
do, or you can just keep it shut and let it bounce off, and then once you're sure you've got that ball still,
Yeah.
don't do it too quick because you can't like flick it away sometimes. But what I want you to do, you know I said don't turn your shoulders when you're dribbling.
Yeah.
Exact same thing when you want to get a ball. Move really quickly if you listen to my
To the
feet.
side.
They're in a V shape,
Right.
like that. Move your feet quickly rather than taking big long steps because that ball can go through your legs.
Right. And the
So-
moment you turn, you lose like your
If
sense
you-
of direction.
If you turn, your body's just not facing the ball.
Yeah.
And if you're on your side, you've got a way smaller area for the ball to hit, whereas if you're facing, obviously you've got your whole body behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, side steps, quick steps, and just get your body behind that ball.
Okay. I'm gonna pass to you
Should
again.
we go again?
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready. Oh, a little dink. Molly Burke. This is doing like the blind Pirlo. If anyone gets that reference, fair enough. Right, are you ready?
Yep.
Good.
Yay!
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Yay!
You ready?
Yep. Yay! Oh, you didn't say yep, but I was ready.
I mean, you found me. I got to it. Do you want to go a little bit harder?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a few more steps back. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Good, that's good. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Whoops. Yes.
You're scooping it.
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm getting air, you know?
You are getting there.
Okay.
You
Yep.
ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Wow, that was so fun. Okay. Ready?
Go. Yeah. Okay. So one thing I'm going to say to you if you're passing
Yeah.
is you're kicking it straight out of your feet. If you listen to what I do, I almost take 2 touches and then kick it so I know where the ball is at all times.
Right.
If the ball's out in front of you, you can just have a swing and you might not get the right connection on it. You might skim the side of it or whatever.
Right, which would send it then in the wrong
Exactly,
direction.
yeah. So if you hear before I pass to you, I will take 2 touches and then pass it. So 1, 2. And that way I know where the ball is to come off my foot and I can hit it while it's moving.
Yeah.
So if you give that a little go.
Okay.
So off your, are you left or right footed?
Left.
Left. So bring it off your left foot onto your right foot and then back to your left and kick it when it's moving back to your left.
Okay. Oh. So much worse. So much worse than ever before.
The problem is I get too excited.
That's my biggest issue is I get so excited to have the ball and to get to kick it that I get like a
It's
little
okay.
kid.
That happens.
Okay.
Takes practice.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
Yep. Too bad. I think try and push it out a little so that again sounded like it was going between your insteps.
Yeah.
So again, try and use your toes to push it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm doing like almost like my
What would you call it? Like the toe joint? Like I'm
Yeah.
doing the inside of my foot too much?
Yeah. So shift up a little bit.
Okay.
It's coming into you. Good.
Okay, and then well, okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
For me, I think the other thing is like speed. Like I always think, and I guess it comes from playing sighted soccer,
Yeah.
right? Is like people can just steal the ball. If you're not quick, they'll scoop their foot in and just
Yeah.
take your ball.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I'm like, oh, I gotta go fast.
Okay.
Like I've got the ball and I've got to get rid of the ball. So
Well-
I think that's like my mindset, but in blind soccer, it's probably different.
Well, pass to me and I'll show you how quick I can release the ball.
Okay. Right on by me.
So that's how fast we'd normally do it.
Yeah.
So like that's not too much slower than regular football.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of practice to get to that. But right now you're just learning the basics.
skill, yeah.
You need to trap that ball, and then you need to think about what you're doing next. Whereas with me, it's trapped and I'm already off because it's just second nature.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously when you're thinking about it, it's going to be a lot slower. And yeah, the game is slower in a lot of respects,
Right.
but you can make it fast. And the best players in the world make it fast.
Right. And when you're running with the ball,
Yeah.
I guess everybody can hear that you have the ball, right? So they know how to be out of your way or whatever.
Yeah.
But for everybody else that's on the field, that is not making noise with the ball, how are you guys all staying aware of each other to make sure that nobody's hurting each other?
So there are kind of rules in place for the opposition players. They have to say the word voy to the person who has the ball who's dribbling. And voy is a Spanish word. I think it translates to I am here. So I can't, if I was a defender and you were an attacker, I can't just run up to you and take the ball off of you without saying anything. I have to come in and say voy, so you know I'm there, you know my position, and you can adapt to what you're doing. And just in general, like, if you don't have the ball moving out of people's way, I mean, you can just run into people. It does just happen, like accidents happen and whatnot. You just know your position, you occupy a position, you know where your teammates are in that sense, and when the person's got the ball and they're dribbling, you listen to where they're going. Quite often the other team's going to follow that track, follow that sound of the ball, and it opens up space in different areas of the pitch. So you've just got to know what your team's doing and where the best place on the pitch to go is.
I'm noticing that to sighted people, what would look like is that I'm looking down at the ball.
Yes.
But what it is I'm trying to put my ears in the direction to be able to hear it better,
We
right?
always say look at the ball.
Oh,
Always.
okay.
We've got our blindfold on and we say look at it.
Yeah.
Between your feet, whether it's, especially when it's coming towards you, picture that ball coming towards you, and
Yeah.
your ears will naturally follow the track of the ball.
Yeah.
So, you know, it sounds silly looking for a blindfold. Obviously we haven't got blindfolds on today,
Yeah.
but we definitely cannot see the ball.
Yeah.
You know, it's really important to, you know, get low. You're lucky you're quite short actually, because you're low
Exactly.
down to the ground. Me, that's why I lead with my head a little bit, because I'm bending down a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch the ball.
Yeah,
and-
because
and
I'm
your
always
feet
somebody,
follow.
like, I look at my phone when I'm texting, I turn when I hear somebody walk in the door, because not because I'm trying to look for something, but that's directing my ears to the noise,
But
right?
also it's what you're used to. We both had sight growing up.
Exactly.
We looked at things. I think people who are born blind don't necessarily look because they've never had to. They never have the mechanics to actually do that. They've never seen someone do that, so why would they? And actually that's something they have to learn, is to watch the ball. What you'll find is the players who were born with vision and have lost it, they sometimes adapt quicker to learning the skills and moving their body in the right way.
Yes.
Whereas someone born blind is better at the orientation and moving around the pitch and getting to specific areas.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're born blind, you're more comfortable with, like, moving within space.
Yes.
But if you have had sight, especially if you did play sighted sports, you have the more body mechanics.
Yeah,
you know
you've
how to
learned the
move your
movements.
body
Yeah,
athletically.
Exactly. Exactly. And those can both be trained up, but it's just what you notice from people who just start off. So you're picking up these technical bits quite well, but I think you may struggle if I was to say to you, go to a specific place on the pitch. It might take you a bit longer than someone who's born blind.
Yeah, I agree. I probably, even though, like, I can run fast and I'm confident running, getting the proper direction might be the problem.
What I found as well, weirdly, if you put a blindfold on and you're plunged into darkness, all of a sudden you do become a bit more stiff.
Yes.
You do stiffen up a bit. It's strange. I don't know what that is. There's probably some psychology behind it. But
Totally.
yeah.
I'm the same, like, during day or night. Like, night, obviously, it's total darkness for me, and in the day I have that bit of light.
Yeah.
And it's weird how realistically the light isn't doing that much for me navigationally, but once it's totally dark, I'm definitely much, like, slower. I'm more
100%.
tentative.
Yeah, it's just straight. I don't really know why. You got to find that ball.
I was just gonna say, I was literally just gonna, okay, I think it's directly behind me. All right.
We good?
Ready.
Yeah, cool. Right. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so the maximum distance would probably be about this far.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready. Yep.
Okay. Oh my God, getting the, like, direction. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Nope. Terrible.
Leave it.
It's terrible.
Oh no, it's gone dead.
It's terrible.
Yep.
Okay.
Just slipped through the
I'm
thing.
getting worse, Toby. This is fun.
It's fun, eh?
Woo! I almost got it. I sidestepped for that one. In here, there's metal, and that's where the noise comes from.
It's very hard.
But it's nowhere near as heavy as, like, a goal ball.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh no! I forgot you can't see.
Wow. So I'm very, very used to it. That was right off my nose. Did you get that on camera?
No!
Oh my God, you guys,
I didn't!
you just missed a really iconic blindfold.
How you've actually, like, hit me square in the nose as well.
I'm so sorry.
You must have had to throw that up really high.
Okay, you guys, I literally, like, was about to...
It's right, I'll get you back. Hands out.
No! Oh my God. My face is worth more than yours.
Oh! It doesn't say much, buddy.
Okay, I literally was gonna pass him the ball, and I don't know what instinct came over me, but something in me said throw it.
It's hit me square in the nose.
I feel like I'm so used to being around sighted people and like I'm the blind person. So like I'm used to everybody else seeing things and me not being able to.
I mean, to be fair, it's hit me square off the face. I have caught it. So the intended like goal did come out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you did get the ball at the end of the day. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That is, I honestly can't believe I just did that. It's just like.
No, I just said hands out. Like, oh, give me a gentle little pass off, like a softly boiled egg or a little baby.
Oh
Just
my
pass
god.
it off.
So I'm guessing that's not how you pass the ball.
No, well, it's not rugby or basketball. Got to use your feet.
So, but like if you're trying to hand the ball to a teammate,
Oh
I'm
no,
guessing
we
you're
do.
not-
No, we do. To be fair, we just launch it at each other. We don't
Do
really
you?
care. Yeah, we just, it's just banter in it. Like, we'll just launch it.
So one skill we're not going to do today is shooting. I obviously need to know how to steal the ball, okay? So, how do I do it?
Okay, so every defender who is defending against a person with the ball has to say the word voy, and that translates in Spanish to I am here. So say you were the attacker and I'm the defender.
Yeah.
At about this distance, I would have to say the word voy to
Right.
you, otherwise it's a foul.
And you know that based on just where you're hearing this.
Yeah, like it's just a reasonable distance away as to where you could change direction or make a decision to pass or something like that. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, so you're
gonna explain
gonna
it.
have the ball,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be coming towards you.
I'm gonna dribble towards you first,
Okay.
and then you're gonna say the word voy and just
Voy.
see if you can take the ball off of me. Feel free to push me.
So
It's
do
physical
I-
as you want.
Wait, actually, like, do people get in with their arms?
Oh my god, yeah.
Really?
How do you think I got my eye broken?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a really physical sport. Like,
Damn.
right, I'm gonna give you the ball.
Yeah. Okay.
So
got it.
don't actually dribble, but pretend you were. Some players will come in and go.
Oh my
Ooh,
god. like
there's
body
teeth
check.
involved
I
and
mean, obviously that's
noses.
quite hard for me to do on you because I've got
Yeah,
to go down
'cause- yeah,
very
yeah,
far.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll just go in with shoulders. You can go in with your feet and sort of take the legs away. You know what I mean?
Ooh!
Oh my god, I had no idea because obviously I've never been able, like I've never seen it, I've never
Yeah.
watched the sport. That's
And
crazy.
sometimes you just get big collisions.
Okay, so when I was younger and I played soccer, you know, obviously stealing the ball is mostly feet. Like
Yes.
you're mostly getting in there with feet. Yeah, I may be blocking with my body a little bit, but I'm by no means like digging my body into the person. I'm just blocking them with my body, but
Yeah.
I'm doing everything with my feet. So I had no idea that in this, like, you can really like jab people or like
Yeah,
knock them.
reasonable force. Don't go in intending to send them into orbit.
You're not trying to like
You're-
knock somebody
no,
and win them.
But you're as assertively as possible getting them off of their balance.
Okay.
Once you lose your balance when you're dribbling, game over. Like you're not getting that ball back under control really, unless you're incredible at maintaining your balance. So
Yeah.
I'm going to come towards you.
Okay.
Do whatever you need to. If you want to go with your feet in, absolutely fine. If you want to sink your body in, absolutely fine. If you want to
Okay.
get your arm out and bat me
Okay.
like a cricket bat, feel free.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
walk.
I'm ready. I'm
Remember
ready.
to say voy.
Okay. Boy.
There you go. Very
Ooh,
good.
I got it.
Push me out the way. She's off.
I got it. Oh, I prepped on your cane.
I thought she threw it. My cane?
Oh gosh, your cane. Am I tripping over it?
What's my cane? Oh,
He
wait.
threw it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello.
I'm doing pretty well, Neve.
You're amazing,
Well, I'm going to switch up
girl.
the angle. One tackle done.
Okay.
Successful.
Yep.
I'm going to come in from a different angle now
All
and
right.
see if you can get it. So that's quite easy. Obviously, I'm just coming towards you.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to walk kind of beside you.
Okay.
You're going to have to
So
get
I'm gonna
in
have to
somehow.
sidestep.
You're going to figure it out.
Okay.
There's many ways to skin a cat, Molly.
All right, let's go.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah.
I got the ball away.
You did.
What happens if like everybody loses the ball?
So if it goes completely dead.
Yeah.
So if it's dead for a fair time, the referee will come in, wiggle their ball on the foot.
Okay.
Their foot on the ball, sorry, not their ball on the foot. So that, yeah, the players nearest it can locate it again. Doesn't happen too often though.
I'm picturing right now like just a bunch of blindfolded people like frantically all fighting to find the ball
Well, you've
in
got-
dead space. Like everybody's kind of like waddling back and forth with their feet trying to get the ball first, but nobody's winning.
Well, you've got the coaches on the side and they give information to the players, so it's not completely erratic.
Okay, so they are like able to be like left,
Two
like,
steps left, drop your foot back,
okay.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but it can. Like, there's definitely been moments where I've been a bit erratic. I mean, swinging my feet around trying to find it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do I want to try hard level, Neve?
Do you want to try?
Yeah, one more go.
One more go.
Am I going to a jog?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. look at it, it's fine. It's fine. The competitiveness in me can let it go.
All right, I'll go to your side, okay?
Okay. Boy. Oh. Oh my.
Go on, fight it. There you go.
That was hard. Damn.
The little squeal got me.
Does it really get like that?
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, way worse.
Damn.
But yeah, I imagine if you were like similar size, similar strength, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you're fight dogging away. Do you know what I mean?
You can like hook into each other's arms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've had it before where we've been on the floor, basically both of us, and trying to kind of wrestle the ball. So, yeah, it happens. And as long as you're not being malicious, throwing legs out at each other,
Yeah.
trying to, do you know what I mean? Quite a lot of
Kicking
it goes.
shins. Yeah.
You can't really do that. Like,
Yeah.
But
Well, though I'm sure like people's shins do get kicked though. Like
yeah,
when you're trying
again,
to get the
if it's
ball.
accidental, absolutely fine. And the referee, that's the referee's job. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, well, everything you were doing there, pretty. As long as you weren't like grabbing my arm,
Yeah.
like hooking me, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And trying to pull me up.
Pull you down. Yeah.
As long as you're using sort of like your torso and your legs, normally fine.
Overall, I had honestly way too much fun with Toby just as a person. We connected just as well as I knew we would from watching him. The little blind soccer player in me growing up, I was having so much fun. I think you could probably see how much fun I was having. This was definitely one of my favorite episodes I filmed of the series so far, and I so wish that I had somewhere that I could play blind soccer or blind football out here in LA, but unfortunately there's none that I know of, and even if there was, I honestly probably don't have the time for it in my schedule right now. But wow, that is something that I would so love to do, and I'm just so happy I had this experience and got to feel what it was like to play soccer again, even if it was in a completely different way to the way that I grew up playing soccer. It definitely takes a lot of skill and practice. There's tons of similarities with normal soccer, but also plenty of differences, which there has to be when you're accommodating a sport like soccer for blind people to be able to play. But this was such a fun experience, and I will have all of Toby's stuff linked down below. Please go follow him. He's so awesome. I love what he's doing. And until next time, you can click over here to see me learn to surf if you want to watch another sporty video, or you can click over here to watch me learn how to play piano if you're interested in something a little more musical.